Alright, so the sun has officially come up, and this is my dog Molly. We call her Moo Cow though because she has spots all over her, and we call her our Molly Moo Cow. So she is my little barbecue helper. I'd like to think she's generally interested in barbecue, but I think she's just more interested in the product more than anything. So my smoker is up to temperature. I'm right around 275, and you can see I'm about within a 2 degree, about a 10 degree difference from the left to the right. So I mean, this thing is chugging along perfect. You can see right there, I got nice thin blue smoke. It's just barely wisping out of there. So I think it's just about the right amount of smoke that I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do one thing different today that I've never done before because, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right, but I'm going to try it. Got this pan right here. Now Myron Mixon cooks all of his stuff exclusively in foil pans. And I don't know if that's right, wrong, or indifferent. But I generally just throw it right on the grate and let it go. But he swears by it for one, juiciness, because all the juice is retained in there. And then the other part of that too is just the sheer cleanup factor. So one thing I have learned is that in the cleanup process of this smoker is it's kind of annoying, but it's certainly worth it. And yeah, those aren't too bad. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and throw in some ribs here. And I'm going to throw the pork butt right there. And we shall grab this tray. We'll just set it right on top. And then this pork butt, we will go ahead and throw this joker right here. I'm going to do it fat cap up. And then my other slab of ribs. And I'm being kind of liberal with the space here, but yeah. And that back so my grease drains open. There we go. Alright, I think we're good. Shut this up and put them to bed. That's the last time you're going to see them for a while. So that's nice and good to go. Take that. There, the meat is on. I'm going to check my fire one last time before I go inside and get comfortable. And I use the term comfortable pretty loosely with this smoker because about every 30 to 45 minutes you got to dump another log on there. So as you can see right here, because it's, you can probably see my breath, but anyway, it's pretty chilly out here. It's like 34 degrees, and fire's going here. I'll break some of this down. Stir it around, and I'm really not a big fan with how small my fire's becoming. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw a couple logs on here just to keep this joker going right where I want. That's one thing about this smoker is, you know, I'm up to 275, 280, and that fire don't look like much, but this thing is like a freight train, right? You know, or even a big semi truck. You get this mass going and you get it up to speed. It's hard to put the brakes on it. So it's kind of a trial and error thing. And what I'm doing right here is I'm putting my logs on top of my firebox to preheat the splits. So that way they catch a little bit easier and it's not such a big deal. But I got a decent little coal bed there, and it's churning along, and I'm going to let these splits right here catch. Let those get up to temperature, but once it gets up to temperature, like I said, that semi-truck, once it gets in motion, it's usually right on the money and good to go. So you can see just how much temps dropped about 75 degrees when I cracked that door and I opened up my firebox, but once I shut everything back up, this thing, like I said, that steel's just churning along, so it's usually not too big of a deal. And man, that is some good clean smoke. I don't know if you can see that right there, but like all you can see, like right here, it's just the ripples in the air. I don't know if you can catch that, but just good clean smoke. And that's what I'm aiming for. So looking at that fire right there, it looks like she's going pretty good. Drafting all right. Those splits are catching, so I'm going to go ahead and shut this up and come back in a little bit. All right, meat's on, fire's going. I got my faithful little trusty moo cow here. Hey Molly, how you doing? How you doing, Bobby dog? How you doing? That's a good girl. That's a good girl. All right, I'll catch you later. Bye.